Hey, you're listening to Don't Lie to Your Life Coach podcast with Kim Arrington. I'm Kim Arrington. I'm a life coach, a weight loss coach, an author, and a badass passionate about helping you connect back to your most authentic self. Join me here each week so I can coach you on how to think all those juicy thoughts that get you feeling your absolute best and taking some big ass action. Coaching has changed my life, and it can change your life too. I'm here to give you real life solutions to create a life you'll love. Because the truth is, boo, you ain't just got problems, you got options. Hey, y'all. How you doing? Woo, I'm going to give you a warning today. I am feeling a little sad. And I want to tell you that feeling a little sad is completely allowable. I know that I'm going to process through all emotions, and feeling sad is part of one of the emotions that's available to me. And because I don't overeat predominantly, and I am here for all my emotions, sadness is one of them. And I believe in my ability to process it through and move on to another emotion. But I just wanted to give you that disclaimer. I also want to talk about my really cute earrings. Are these not the cutest? Can y'all see my lighting situation? It's so funny whenever I record this during the day. Are they cute? Okay, so I'm going to give a shout out. I told Chris, who is my paparazzi dealer, she's my paparazzi earring person, that I was going to give her a shout. Now, of course, I can't find her website. Here it is. Okay, I pulled it up. So I'm going to put this link in. I told her that once I wore some earrings, I was going to give her a shout out. Her website is A Mother's Jewels, but it's easier if I just put it in. If you go to the YouTube, my YouTube, and look for this episode number, see me in the green dress and the cute earrings, then you'll be able to see her link and click on. She's awesome. We want to support her. It's her and her mother's business. And these particular earrings are called Rustic Torrent Gold Earrings. And they're $5, y'all. $5. I know. Okay, so let me get my cross-legged situation happening. That's how I always sit, even in restaurants. Deep breath. Today, I have been thinking about how I wanted to do this podcast because I have all different types of listeners and all different types of communities and all different types of relationships. But what I decided was I wanted to give an overview of what I thought were the do me rules, the do me relationship rules. I know that sounds naughty. You know, I'm a big believer in doing you. Self-pleasuring is wonderful. But in this situation, this actual do me is, how can I navigate relationships and also feel like I'm being authentic with myself? And y'all know I am the authentic authority. I like that. I am the authentic authority when it comes to a person being themselves. And here it is. I didn't call it the relationship dating rules or the marriage rules or the we live together, the shacking rules. I ain't calling any of that. It's relationship rules, okay? And while I am going to talk mainly about romantic relationships, I'm sure some of these hot and sexy rules can be put on friendships too, okay? So I see y'all struggling on the struggle bus when it comes to relationships. And I know that one of the main reasons why so many folks struggle in relationships is they make relationships matter more than they should. Okay, let me say that. You make relationships matter more than they should. A relationship, number one, should not matter more than you matter to yourself. A relationship, number two, should not come in front of how you feel for yourself. The only exception to that is if we have these little toddler babies, these infants who rely on us to eat and do all that. Obviously, if you are a parent, yes, there are some things that are going to come before you, but overwhelmingly, you need to get back to, things going back to you. There is a book, Conscious Parent. That sounds right. Dr. Shafali wrote that. I hope I got that name right. If I didn't, oh well. But the point is, one of the things that she talked about so much is that your kids want you to grow yourself up. And with these podcasts, with coaching, I'm trying to help you grow yourself up. So there's that. We're going to talk about how to make relationships feel better, how to make relationships seem easier. And I'm going to call y'all out on a couple of things. So let me start out with a call out. We be on social medias, right? Y'all, if you have a bad date on social media, can you not put it on there? Can you call your bestie and your friends and laugh about it? Can you not put up the transcript of the text message of said dude or said chick to prove how you are, and I'm just going to say it, superior, and how it's so hard out here, and how you shouldn't be subjected to this behavior? And, rule number one I'm going to tell you is dating is a numbers game. If you make a date matter so much less, okay, I'm going to tell you about how I got my car antenna stolen one time by a guy who I dated and didn't want to date anymore. And I'm going to really try not to say his name. See, I'm breaking the rule. But see, I'm not putting it on the socials. I would not have put transcripts up of what he said on the socials, the text exchange. I would not have done that. But if you're going to think about dating as it's almost casual, some of y'all have this dating to get married. Okay, I don't think that's useful, because if you're dating to get married, you're making every person who you date a potential candidate for spousalship. And that ain't the case. Some of the folks we date, it's a numbers game, right? Allowing yourself to maybe date 25 people, go on 25 dates, as long as you feel safe and you make choices that are safe. Yeah, do I have to go over that? Not going to a person's house, being in a public place, driving yourself until you get to know the person, letting a friend know where you are. I know I'm talking about dating. I'm going to bring this back around to relationships too. But the point is that when you put stuff up like that on social media, there might be a dude or a chick who's into you, and they see you put that stuff up and they're like, wow, if I mess up, are they going to expose me? I mean, it just speaks a little bit to your maturity too. You might not like I'm saying this, but like, hell, not every date you're going to go on is going to be good. Not every relationship you're in is going to feel great, but will it bring the lessons? Will it bring the laughs? Maybe so. Okay. So sense of humor is mandatory. Stop making people matter so freaking much who you just met 10 minutes ago because you want a relationship so bad. And let me bring this back around to my people in relationships. Can y'all stop making what your partner does or doesn't do like life or death? You can speak back to things. You can let things go. You can ask yourself, where is this like hitting on an issue that you may have? You can do all those things. But what you're not going to do is ever control another person. And nobody's going to ever knock out the behavior 100% out the box of 100%. I love everything they do. Do you love everything your sister does or your best friend? No, you do not. But if you look at things on a spectrum, if I look over the whole course of the relationship and there's more positive things than non-positive things, then that may mean something. Also, let me build in a caveat. If you don't want to be in a relationship with someone, it is also okay to end it, even if they have a lot of positive things. That is up to you. It is your volition, and you can do what you want to do. Okay. So there is vast freedom, needs to feel like you have vast freedom in relationships, but also that you have a sense of humor about it. Like, don't be so uptight. And if you are uptight, you need to come to me so we can figure out where in your history, where your inner children who are experiencing trauma, your attachment wounds, where some of those things are that are making you not be able to relax when it comes to dating. Dating is casual, y'all. I sit across the table from somebody, it works, it doesn't. Relationships, yeah, when you invest in someone and it doesn't work, it's definitely not as casual as dating, but deciding that this person is the love of my life and there will never be about anybody else, there are too many stories that contradict that. There are 8 billion people in the world. You got 100,000 loves of your life. Okay. So I want to start off though with something that happens particularly with women and people who identify as women, although I have heard some fellas talk about this as well. Your goal weight, your game weight is what I was trying to say. Y'all, what you weigh should not keep you in or out of a relationship. If you feel some kind of way about what you weigh, then you can, I was just talking to my best friend about this. The clothes make the person. Go out and find you a cute outfit, some cute shoes, get a do up on the makeup or the haircut or the hairdo. Find ways to feel good about yourself. If you want to get into a weight loss program, there are tons. By the way, if you subscribe to my YouTube and you subscribe on Apple, then if you go to my Instagram, there's a link that you can sign up for my weight loss program that's coming in 2023. But I'm not going to tell you to wait until you lose the weight to go on a date or to be in a relationship. I'm going to tell you to find a way to feel good about yourself and then put yourself out there. Not everybody likes people who are slim. Not everybody likes people who have big tits. Not everybody likes people with big old bodacious booties. Your body type and your heart is attractive to someone, okay? So that's what you need to know. Your body type and your heart is attractive to hundreds of thousands of people. I actually have a buddy who is married to a full figure woman. And every time he sees me, he says, don't get too skinny. He likes full figured women. There are so many different people out here. Do not date someone who doesn't like what you look like. If you like what you look like, then you will attract someone who likes what you look like. And don't be tripping on them dating sites and everything, putting up the picture that doesn't show what you look like. Put up a beautiful picture that fully represents you. Okay. So, this is a good one. We're on appearance. Y'all got to get over this whole thing around short folks. Like, I was thinking the other day, Brussels sprouts have this like great PR rep because we hated the Brussels sprouts in the 80s and the 70s. And now they're artisanal and we want them drizzled with honey and bacon and sweet chili and all this and that. I need somebody to get on the wire and get with the short folks PR because y'all are tripping about people who are short. Now, I'm going to speak on my experiences. I've only dated men, and I'm going to talk about dating a short man. Okay. I liked it. Short men are great. Case closed. Y'all in this needing a dude to be a certain height is ridiculous. I know people who've dated, folks who are women who are taller than them. It's a thing that I think is based off of women sometimes liking to feel smaller than their men, which is ridiculous. Okay. I've outweighed men that I've dated. Okay. I never thought about me needing to be smaller than my person I was dating. I dated short men, I dated tall men. And the reason why I think I married a tall man is because I didn't care about height. And I think when you don't care about height, that comes to you. I have another friend who dated a very tall man. She doesn't care about height either. She's dated all shapes and sizes. And so y'all got to get over that short thing. That's about y'all. That is about y'all. That is not about like attraction. Let's get on to that one. So you all use attraction often as a way to keep people at bay. I don't like him because of the way he dresses. That's another thing that never really bothered me either, is the way a man dressed. That just wasn't my thing. Okay. I'm not attracted to him because, he's short. I'm not attracted to him because my rule with people who talk about attraction is go on 3 dates with the person, even if you're not attracted, as long as they're respectful and you feel safe, and then talk to me, because I have seen it over and over. People who were not attracted initially to folks who went on 3 dates, and then it all changed. The butterflies and the symphonies came back. So I do think attraction is important, but I do think attraction, and y'all, I'm gonna do a podcast all on this. I think attraction is an amalgamation. I just want to say amalgamation. It's a big, snowball of our unmet needs from our primary caretakers. I know you're like, ew. Like, for instance, the woman who likes a man who is more outgoing and, demonstrative of the love for her. And the reason why she likes an outgoing man is because maybe her father figure was very quiet, did not give her feedback on how she looks. So now she's unconsciously going to find men who are love bombing her, maybe. That means who are so demonstrative of how she looks, who give her so much attention, but then 3 weeks later, you can't find them because they're love bombers. They feel good about love. And then when stuff goes south and sideways, they're gone. Y'all need to be into the people who don't always have the right thing to say, who sometimes have to come back and apologize to you, who aren't always the flyest dressers and all that. The ones who got the jobs and like have a house and don't have a million shoes. I'm not against people who have a million shoes, but I'm just saying that fly cost. Yeah. Okay. Here are some things that you need to unlearn as you're in relationships, okay? You need to unlearn overgiving. Let me repeat that. You need to unlearn overgiving. It is not your job to do all the giving. A relationship works when it's reciprocal, when there is give and there is take. And sometimes I'm speaking to ladies because I have the most experience talking to you all as clients. And, oh, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. It's because you try to do everything to prove how good you are. And he just relaxes back and lets you do it because he thinks you like it. That makes you happy. And then you complain about it. In my people pleasing episode, I talk about how we often do the things for others that we want done for us. And we have an anxiety that pushes us, or a compulsion that pushes us to do it. We really are trying to show them what we want instead of asking for what we want, or falling the hell back so we can get what we need. Yeah. Stop overgiving. Okay. We should not be lending money. We should not be, no. Stop trying to fix somebody. Like, I feel like all of us have our things, but if a person is in active addiction, that is not someone who is on our dating level at that point. If we are attracting constantly people in active addiction, I recommend you going to Al-Anon, because you probably have addiction somewhere in your past that is trying to be healed. Okay? People who are in active chaos survival mode, we want to attract people who are healthy, who are trying their best at being happy, who are balanced, who can be available for us, but they're not always running after the fire engine of things that are happening in their lives. Okay. You don't have to prove how good you are, and it's okay if you make mistakes. This is for my professionistas. Okay. You don't have to prove to someone how good you are. If you are constantly trying to prove to someone how good you are needing to go and do that for yourself. Take a little time to do that for yourself, and then get back out there in relationships and dating. Also, for my people who are in relationships, this is a good point to say that There is an element of dating that needs to continue in a relationship. Y'all going places, even if you have to schedule it. Hey, scheduling sex. You might not think it's great, but it can help the relationship. Okay. You might not, I don't want to schedule sex. I remember there's a relationship expert. I think his name is Matthew Perry. I might be wrong. That is the guy from Friends, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. My bads. Anyway, he talked about one of the greatest things is if you are in a relationship to have sex prior to going out to dinner. You go out to dinner with a big smile on your face because after you done ate and you done had your drinks, you might not want to get busy. So sometimes do it before you go out and it's a big check box. Okay. All right. You don't have to make up for the past. This is something I struggled with. When I was younger, I liked more complicated men, but I always had really nice guys who wanted to have my attention, who saw my value. I ain't see my value, so I ain't trying to see them. But there was a period in my life where I tried to make up for those past mistakes of not choosing emotionally available men and trying to really aggressively seek out a good guy. And that kind of feeling of, oh my goodness, I missed out on all my opportunities. I missed out on all the good guys. That was what was driving that anxiety, that fear. Don't do that. There are many good guys, good folks out here. And I will tell you that as people are divorcing, ooh, Kim, can you believe you're saying this tip? Yes, I am. People who are divorcing can make really great partners. They've been in relationships. They sometimes know what works and what doesn't work. And as we are progressing in our 40s, we're going to see more divorces. The dating pool is going to repopulate with people who have ended marriages. And that is not a red flag if someone has been in a divorce. That's on the list too. If someone has been divorced, it's not a red flag. Relationships don't always work out. If you had married your 3 prominent relationships in your life, you would have probably been divorced 3 times. Let's quell that judgment of people who are divorced. Divorced people to date and to be relationships with are great. Okay. And this takes me to the next thing. You need to let go of some of your 20-year-old and 30-year-old standards, expecting people not to have kids, expecting people to, I can't even think of another one because I don't even think this way. So this idea that you still are holding on to things you wanted when you were 20, the guy who's 6'10", and they're pretty much aesthetically based. You see them with your eyes, like you've got to look at your standards and create some standards of where you are now. Like one is especially around weight. Most of us are not at our 20s weight. Okay. So like your person may be a little rounder and lovely. That's fantastic. Okay. Forgetting about yourself when you get into a relationship. Please do not make it about this other person. It makes you attractive when you have an air of mystery. It makes you attractive when, you have a life. You're busy enough where you aren't always answering the phone. You aren't always available. And y'all, there are a ton of experts out here on Instagram and on YouTube. If you type in dating tips and high value, like women, men, I'm gonna step away from our recently departed person who spoke a lot about that. There are some other resources out there that are more fitting to me, but like learn to research some of these things. Like if you haven't been, especially if you were in a relationship or you hadn't dated recently, go and do a little research. Don't let it create anxiety. Just know that you're going to still continually be learning. Also, when you start dating someone and you like them too soon, it's a little bit of a recipe for disaster. Let your like equate to how they show up for you. That's a new skill for some of us, is to like the person who shows up for us. Give yourself patience and time to make those changes, okay? And don't forget about yourself. Don't forget about that you do Tuesday tennis and you go out with your girlfriends every third Saturday. Don't be canceling all your stuff, canceling your whole life because you meet a person you like. Keep that life and they will adjust and they will make time. Let them make time for you, okay? And I already said that. Don't think the person you like so much is the only person you will be with. There are 8 billion people out here. Yeah. Here's one thing though. I will say there's a fine line between, it's thinking you don't need a plan. I do think there is a way to plan being in relationships. I worked with a client on this when she was dating, like some of the things that she wanted to experience. Like she wanted a man, she was financially secure. She wanted a man who was also financially secure. We had to work through that was okay for her to want that. Like being honest about what you want. Someone who eventually wants to get married. You may not find that on the first or third or 10th date, but a person who doesn't want to get married, but you want to get married, or a person who wants to have kids, you don't want to have kids. Those are some things that we can't negotiate through, and it's okay for that relationship not to go further. Being authentic about what you want, you might need to make a list. You might need to check it twice. You might need to find out if you're naughty or nice. Okay. So jotting down on a paper some things you want. It better not be that he's 6'5", damn it. Okay. Watch your people pleasing. We already kind of talked about that a little bit. Watch your need to become what you think this person wants, especially if they're vocal about their ex. When that's happened to me before in the past, I've just been like sassy. That's another one. Be sassy, be yourself. I'm sassy. I'll be like, sounds like she's showing up a lot. You need to call her, which the person laughs and they change their behavior. Okay. So do not try to be what you think this person wants. Like if they have say for instance, they're a sports fan and you're not really into sports, but you're into like experience and being into sports. Do not act like you got posters hanging up on your wall. Do not act like you are the biggest sports fan. Sure, have fun with them. Do some of the things they like. They do some of the things you like, but do not act like you is all about the sports when you is not. Okay. The last thing that I want to talk about is like our fight or flight response. Okay. I'm not going to get really deep into this, but if you know what your fight or flight is, my fight or flight is fight, which means there are times I have to look at, am I over strategizing? Do I need to relax? Do I need to let things unfold at a natural pace? Do I need to not control it? If your fight or flight response is that, or if yours is flight, oh, the minute things get hard, I'm out. I'm deuces. I don't want to deal with it. Here's a red flags. I'm just looking for the red flags, not the green flags. Or if your fight or flight response is fawn, where you just keep laying it on thick. Oh, they're so this, they're so that. You're talking to all your friends about it. It's called fight or flight for a reason. You feel threatened. You run, you fight, you freeze. If yours is freeze, where you can't relax, you feel like you're getting stuck in a pattern or a habit with a person. These are kind of things that, like there is a lot of stuff on YouTube, but this is the kind of things that a coach, there's so many attachment programs out here. There's so many things at any price point. You can look closer at these, okay? Be fun. Have fun, y'all. Be fun. Bring your complete self. I'm not going to tell you what date to have sex on. Be grown. Do what you want. Some of those rules you had back in your 20s and your 30s don't really fit anymore. Get to know someone. Date multiple people. I want to do that echo. Date multiple people, people. Y'all, date multiple people. Have fun. Change your attitude about dating. If you're in a relationship, keep cultivating that feeling of newness and excitement and dating, and get your partner on board. Like, this month, you got to find 2 new things for us to do. Next month, I'm going to find 2 new things for us to do. Cultivate that excitement, that fun, that, that savoir faire. Okay. Yeah. Those are the do me relationship / dating rules. And I hope folks who are partnered listen to this, because so much of the fun does not have to leave once the dating is over. You have to keep cultivating that. Now, if there are some relationship things that have happened, if you feel like you've betrayed yourself a lot, if you feel like you have been betrayed, that's when you come to me and we work through it, and we, look at if this relationship is viable for you to continue. I do believe that most relationships with 2 people who are attempting to be healthy, however, stuff from childhood and traumas come up, that when that's processed, I see it all the time, it can turn around. However, there are some relationships that are not meant to continue. They just aren't. And we really probably should stop basing our success of a relationship if it continues, because we all know relationships that are continuing that are not, neither one of the people are happy. There's no happiness, ain't even in like the zip code. Okay. And we all know people who were unhappy, who did the work. That's really important. Both of them did the work, and they were able to change their relationship. Success is not about if the relationship continues. Success sometimes can be that a relationship ended, but we knew that it was time for it to end. Success can be that our relationship came back from the brink of death, and we were able to rediscover and create intimacy and end up loving each other even more. So success in a relationship needs to be based off of not just if the relationship continues, but are you able to be yourself? Are you able to show up authentically? Are you able to have fun? And if you're not, what do you want to do next? Talk to your partner, figure out where they are. Do you need to bring in a therapist? Do you need to bring in a coach? There are people who coach couples. Do you need to you need to think about those next steps. Okay. So those are the do me rules. We're going to keep talking about relationships. I just got to put this one last thing in here. Making sure your opinion, your feelings, your thoughts are valid and they matter. Even in this, sitting down and paper planning what you want, journaling, talking to your girlfriends, deciding your attitude about dating and being in a relationship is going to change. Talk to people who are in relationships that appear to be good. They sometimes have wisdom they can share. Okay. All right, y'all. See you next week. Can't wait. Bye.
Are you feeling what you just heard? Good, good. Repeat after me. You don't have to figure it out on your own again anymore. I'm here to help. Head over to KimArrington.com and download my free video series dedicated to getting you feeling your best right now. Look around, there's some good stuff waiting on you. Got questions? Well, we're always talking on the socials, so find me on YouTube, Insta, and the book. Don't be shy, y'all. Go listen to another episode or join me here the same time next week. Finally, don't keep good shit to yourself. Share this with a homie that could use some help too. Remember, we're not lying to ourselves anymore. We're not lying to our doctors. And you damn sure don't lie to your life coach.